Today, we are taking a deep dive into the extraordinary story of one of Nigeria's most powerful and wealthiest traditional rulers, Oba Frederick Enitiolorunda Akinrontan, the Olugbo of Ugbo Kingdom. Now, if you've ever wondered who the richest king in Nigeria is, the one Forbes ranked among Africa's top monarchs, this is the man. He's not just royalty, he's a business mogul, an oil magnate, and a man whose life perfectly blends tradition, money, and modern power. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the life, legacy, and empire of the Olugbo of Ugbo Kingdom. Oba Frederick Akinrontan's story begins in 1950 in the Ugbo, a riverine community located in the Ilaje area of Ondo State, southwestern Nigeria. He was born into the royal family of Sir Frederick Adetolugbo, a family already known for prestige and influence. Growing up as the fourth child in a family of 8, young Frederick's early years were marked by a mix of humility and ambition. Sadly, he lost his father in 1964 when he was just 14 years old. But even then, those who knew him described him as smart, determined, and unusually bold, traits that would later define his destiny. Now, here's where his story gets really interesting. Back in 1982, a prophecy was said to have been made that Frederick Akinrontan would one day become the Olugbo of Ugbo Kingdom. But at that time, he did not take it seriously. In fact, the chieftaincy title that was supposed to be his was given to his younger brother instead. It led to years of royal disputes and even a lawsuit over the rightful occupant of the throne. But as fate would have it, everything turned in his favor years later. And in 2009, after a long court process and traditional consultations, Oba Frederick was officially crowned as the Olugbo of Ugbo Kingdom. It was more than just a coronation, it was destiny fulfilled. Before he became king, King Frederick had already made his mark in the business world. In 1981, he founded Obat Oil and Petroleum Limited, a company that would grow to become one of Nigeria's leading indigenous oil and gas enterprises. From filling station in Ibadan, Obat Oil expanded rapidly, now boasting over 50 service stations across Nigeria and a massive tank farm in Apapa, Lagos, capable of storing up to 65 million liters of petroleum products. In an industry dominated by big foreign players and politically connected tycoons, Oba Frederick carved out his space as a self-made businessman with vision and grit. His empire symbolized the idea that a Nigerian, not an international oil company, could build something truly world-class. Obat Oil was not just another company. It became a household name, respected across Nigeria for decades. He later diversified into real estate, both at home and abroad, and invested in shipping, hospitality, and other ventures. From London to Lagos, the Olugbo built a reputation not just as a king, but as one of Nigeria's wealthiest entrepreneurs. In 2014, Forbes magazine officially named him the richest king in Nigeria and the second richest in Africa, behind King Mohammed VI of Morocco. His estimated net worth was put at around $300 million US. And just to give you an idea of his lifestyle, he owns a custom-built Rolls-Royce similar to the one used by the late Queen Elizabeth II. And he once told a reporter, "I have a $1 million watch." He even became the first black person to buy the 2014 Bentley model. To some, this might sound extravagant, but to many others, it's proof that an African monarch can stand shoulder to shoulder with global royalty. He often says that wealth is not just for display, it's also a symbol of the dignity and prestige of his kingdom. Now, as the Olugbo of Ugbo, Oba Akinrontan is not just sitting on a throne, he's sitting at the crossroads of tradition and modernity. He rules over a historic coastal kingdom known for its fishing and oil resources, and he sees his role as both spiritual leader and developmental driver. In his public speeches, he often emphasizes the importance of heritage, unity, and progress for the Yoruba people. He's also known for one of the boldest claims in Yoruba history, declaring himself the leader of all Obas in Yoruba land. That statement sparked major reactions and debates, especially from other royal houses. But for Akinruntan, his argument is simple. Ugbo Kingdom, according to him, is one of the oldest in Yoruba civilization, and that makes his throne first among equals. Now, whether or not you agree with him, one thing's for sure. He's not a man who shies away from bold declarations. He speaks with confidence, and his presence commands attention anywhere he goes. Like every figure of power, his story has not been without controversy. In 2013, there were reports that a court ordered his arrest over a business dispute, but the king firmly denied ever being arrested or involved in any wrongdoing. He called it all false rumors spread by distractors, and that's something consistent with his personality. He's outspoken, confident, and ready to defend his name and legacy. Let's talk legacy. Beyond the wealth and glamour, Oba Frederick Akinruntan's story carries lessons for many Nigerians. He built an oil company from scratch, became a major employer of labor, and kept his business running for over 4 decades. He also raised a new generation of leaders within his family. His son, Prince Abayomi Akinruntan, currently serves in the Ondo State House of Assembly. Another son, Prince Akinfemiwa Akinruntan, is the managing director of Obat Oil, continuing the family legacy. The king is also known for supporting development projects within Ugbo Kingdom, from infrastructure to youth empowerment programs. He's encouraged research into Yoruba history, urging traditional rulers to trace and preserve their culture. But here's where it gets really interesting. Oba Akinruntan's story is not just about money, it's also about power and the responsibility that comes with it. In a country where poverty and inequality remain widespread, the question often asked is, how can a king so wealthy ensure his people share in that prosperity? Critics say he should invest more in visible social projects, while supporters argue that his very presence, influence, and businesses have already created countless opportunities for his people. Whichever side you lean toward, one thing is certain. The Olugbo's wealth has made him one of the most discussed monarchs in Nigeria's modern history. In the grand scheme of Yoruba kingship, the Olugbo's position has often stirred debates of seniority, especially when compared to ancient thrones like the Oni of Ife or the Alafin of Oyo. But Akinruntan insists that Ugbo Kingdom predates most of them, tracing its origin to the earliest Yoruba settlers along the coast. This claim, backed by local oral traditions, continues to fuel historical discussions among scholars and cultural custodians. It's also what gives Akinruntan that unshakable confidence whenever he addresses Yoruba history and politics. So, who really is Oba Frederick Akinruntan behind all the fame and fortune? Those close to him describe him as deeply traditional, yet highly exposed, a man who enjoys luxury but still respects the customs of his ancestors. He's known to hold large royal gatherings, wear elaborate regalia, and speak passionately about the future of Nigeria's traditional institutions. He often says, "A king must be both a ruler and a builder. It is not enough to wear the crown. You must build your people." That mindset perhaps explains why he has sustained relevance, respect, and visibility even in the face of criticism. As Nigeria transitions toward renewable energy and new economic realities, there's curiosity about what the future holds for the Obat Oil empire. Will the company diversify further? Will it embrace green energy? These are big questions, but one thing is certain. The Olugbo's legacy in oil and entrepreneurship will remain a major part of Nigeria's business history. And for Ugbo Kingdom, his reign continues to bring prestige and recognition, not just within Ondo State, but across Africa. So there you have it, the fascinating story of Oba Frederick Enitiolorunda Akinruntan, the Olugbo of Ugbo Kingdom. From a young boy in a riverine town to a global figure ranked by Forbes as one of Africa's richest kings, his life is a masterclass in destiny, resilience, and ambition. He's proved that tradition and modern success can coexist, that a man can wear a crown and still run a company. Love him or criticize him, one thing you cannot ignore is his impact, both in the palace and in the petroleum industry. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Update People TV for more powerful stories about the icons shaping our world.